quick update. So Thomas, we're back in here again, but the market actually like it's actually moving, from that point. Let me just delete some of these things here. Hmm, nice. Bitcoin is doing it nice. This was the reaction from there. I didn't even share it now. Right, so right, you can go to make any Guys, we record a video here the other day. I swear to God, yeah. We explained this thing for like 20 to 30 minutes and we wasn't sharing the screen. We figure it out after we finish. You know? But we're back on here. So Bitcoin update. The last video we had actually here, this video here, and then Bitcoin was just on our way back down here. So we was waiting for Bitcoin to come to like the extreme point of this zone. And now we eventually just get there now. Since we get there, price is just starting to push higher. So yeah, it's looking good. The move is actually happening. You see, patient will just explain all these things here. So we identify this entry right here. This is where I kind of start to look for entry. Here, once I start to see the breakout here, this candle that was before 2 p.m. So that was the entry point that we're in. So currently this market is moving like how many pips? 1,700 pips in profit. So it's okay, but overall again, um, we're looking for this move to go all the way up here. It's like, I don't even know, man. This thing is just the same thing. We just need a patience. So yeah. So currently, like how the market is going right now from this area that is reacting from. I'm just gonna clean these charts a bit. So obviously on the daily time frame, we know the structure for Bitcoin, what we're looking for. This is what gave us the confidence to take a trade from this area. So again, and this just on the daily time frame. So we're expecting Bitcoin to push from there, and obviously after this pullback. So that is what make this trade kind of valid and it aligned with 1 hour structure from here. So and currently we can see this counter trend that was happening. Um, was making series of lower highs. Okay, this is one leg here. So lower low. Then we have a new lower high. That's fine. And this is all one leg. We have a lower low here. This one leg to here. So we have a new lower high. We needed to go lower, but the market didn't. Instead, we pull back and make some new higher low here, and then push higher, breaking this structure high. So this breakout is what give us entry. But obviously, if you wanted to wait for a retest for the next day, you wait for the market to do the breakout. When it come back into the structure, you can look for the confirmation and look what time is happening. Rejection, 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 confirmation at 2 p.m. This could have give you another entry. But price come back down again. Like you know what structure you're in and you're starting to see some key sign here. This market might just switch and continue going into the overall bullish trend that we're in. So that valid that change that just happened here on this structure. So let's see, let me just delete this. So again, you see where market is just coming from. When we have this retest here, we have this aggressive buy up there and price just come back down here. So we have our other block here. See, the rejection again. Timing is the key. 2 p.m. is right here. What happened before 2 p.m.? We have this. What's happening after 2 p.m.? So we kind of start to pull back in here. So before 2 p.m. we see market pulling back. Where is it pulling back to? Where the move started from. On the 1 hour time frame, you can go deeper on the 15-minute time frame, which is our entry time frame. But when price gets here, all you look for is rejection, rejection, and bullish confirmation candles like this. It's happening right after 2 p.m. So that validate this structure here, and we start to go higher again, creating some new higher high. Why? Because we start to break this structure here. That causes the pullback of this. So now this become our new higher low, and this become our new higher high. When price pull back here, okay, we're starting to see some sign that here that this might be potentially higher low, but we don't confirm this yet. Obviously, yes, this candle here, we did have a break of this structure here. If you see this candle, it did close here, but it's not too many candle for me. So it's like, okay, for to invalidate this, we need to see some form of something that is forming here as well, and then something like that will break this structure here, so that we can now fully confirm and say, okay, this was higher low here. But any trade that we're going to be taking from here, you just need to be careful. Obviously, anyways, we're just trying to confirm structures. We're not trying to take any more trade anyways. We're just trying to confirm what make this structure valid, what is not gonna make this structure. Because if this start to just stay in this range here and it didn't break this high, we're still within this range from here to here. So price can always come back down here before we can have another push to the high. So that's why we need to like see a clear breakout like this. You see, when this just break, it just break above here, and we have 2 3 candle close above it. So um, that makes sense. So yeah, and now currently Bitcoin is just in this structure here. Obviously now we have a pullback here, and this pullback is kind of holding above these kind of order blocks here. But I like to see price come to the one last one here, so that you have more space. But at this point we don't really matter what Bitcoin does from here. The only time we're interested is here, 2 p.m., and that we will see on this on the 15-minute time frame. Again, even if this last move that you were happening seeing here, I was checking on Bitcoin, this moves here is happening from this other block that we have here. Obviously that did a little minor change of structure here. um, this minor change of structure here, and that move started here. That is why price come back down here, and we're starting to see this aggressive buy up there. And that, again, what time is it happening? After 2 p.m. When it retest here, if you want to wait for more clear confirmation, your trade would have been this. Market come back aggressive against you, but you need to know what structure you're in. So yeah, so Bitcoin now just pull back again, holding above this EMA. We might have a higher chance to confirm now this is actually the potentially lower high we have after this, because its price is looking like it might go and make a new higher high. So we'll see that as the market play out throughout New York. But yeah, this trade, I'll just drag this line here so I know exactly what price is rejecting from. And I have this area here, but when I see Bitcoin break it like this, I was like, okay, that might just be invalid anymore, because it was actually the overall leg we're in. Because if we trade in with structure on the higher time frame, this is the one leg that we're in. So this needs to actually change fully before we can confirm to say, oh, maybe now structure is changing. So when we have first sign here, if price is breaking above it, that's a first sign to say, okay, this area is now just falling. So price is making a new higher high. Instead of holding here, we're making a new higher low here, and now we actually break it. So that make that completely structure, this overall structure, this to this to this to new higher high. So now it looks like uptrending is actually starting, clearly now on the higher time frame and on the lower time frame. So lower time frame change can happen here, but on the higher time frame it's now happening when price just push all the way up there. So I think this is it for Bitcoin. Again, the same trade. We're in tomorrow. You're just gonna come see what is happening before 2 p.m. and what we can see. But yeah, Bitcoin is for that. Just leave it on the 1 hour time frame. It's more clear. Let's see if price continue going higher or saw some reaction that it might just sell a bit more for now. We're staying with the structure. That is the structure we're in. We're waiting to confirm if this is actually clear breakout of this or it was just a fake out. So if not, we might start to see this price range here for a bit, and then it can dip all the way back down here to this extreme point here, because now you can see the idea Bitcoin love to go from the extreme, come to the extreme and then bounce. So it's gone from the extreme point. Now we kinda in a ranging. If this move don't continue going like this, so Bitcoin will stay in this between these two legs here for some hours before we can see some liquidity swap below this low into here, or price can just continue going high. That will be for Bitcoin. So we're staying patient for this. Solana, this is Dogecoin. To be honest, nothing really happening. We're just waiting to see it the same thing, clear bullish candle. Obviously, we can start to see like we're having some nice rejection, especially this formation here, 1 2 3. So this low, lower low, we're starting to fail this low here on the lower time frame. Now price is just doing nice formation to turn around, something like this 3 fin formation here. So but we were in to see a more clear bull candle. So this one it looks like they're pumping up, but we want to see something bigger, that will come like almost maybe half of this candle here. So something that will be like this, something bigger, something interesting, man. This are not interesting. We want something like this, bullish candle. After seeing this formation, we need to see something like this, something like this. So then we'll have more confirmation on Dogecoin. But for now, patient after patient. The structure we can see we have been having nice reaction here, here. When we break it, we are gonna expect the same because price is above it, and you can start to see rejection. Now we just need to know when the buyers are gonna come in the market, and to be able to understand what the buyers are, you need to know volumes, the type of volumes that are going to be inside the candles. It tells you. Seeing this on the one day time frame doesn't have to make you feel like you're missing out the move. No, as long as it's happening around your confirmation area, that is just telling you, okay, it might be the time now for you to look some nice entry and get into the buys, because there might be buyers in the market. After seeing some clear bull direction, again, you can break this down into lower time frame. You use the same confirmation, you will catch the same entries like this, just better entry than this. Obviously this is the daily time frame. You can look for the same confirmation on any time frame to be able to catch move like this. If you stay with the higher time structure, you should be getting to this entry so early, but using the same rule and the same entry formation. This is just to give you more clear direction that okay, the higher time frame intention is this, and you go with that on your lower time frames. Get me, Tom?
This is understandable.
So that is it for Dogecoin,
More information.
and then obviously we have one on Solana exactly. So you see Solana today, I don't know, about 5 hours before this candle was, so 4 hours ago. This candle I was looking at it, it was fully above this level here, and it's happening again on top of a structure here above this previous high. Seeing this rejection, I was like, okay, this candle that just see the wick how it's rejecting from the EMA. This candle was bullish, like something similar like this. I was like, okay, if this close like this, maybe that will give Solana some kind of volume to at least start to buy. Maybe up the all the way up here, or you can just continue with the structure. We see how this candle is closing. That is why you need to wait for this candle, bro. I swear to God. If you're trading this on the lower time frame, bro, you will see them move somehow and just feel like you're missing out and all that. But the higher time frame is not giving you shit. You can see that rejection is starting to happen this area,
This area,
but it's not confirmed yet. To confirm this, we need to see something like this or something like this, you know. So that will make this confirmed for you. So now price can come all the way back to the extreme and give you nice rejection, same formation from best entry and continue going. You need to wait for confirmation. Confirmation is needed. I feel like that is what's going to change our trading for good. Telling you, it's gonna save you so many times as well. And this is just keeping us patient overall, to be honest, because it's like there's nothing to do until we see some sign of something that we can jump in. But it's this candle rejecting from this area here just teach me something that that all me would have just been hesitating about it. But this is something that teach a lot of lesson here. You just need to wait. You just need to wait. I promise you. We just need to wait.
facts.
So Solana, we keep waiting until we see some sign happening from here, something like this bullish, or we can just wait and see if this market can come all the way back down to the extreme point before we can have some nice buy. Again, patience just come in question. You just gotta wait, avoid all the drama. This is just some ranging here, indecisive. The market don't know what to do from this point. It's deciding. To get that confirmation, we need a bullish candle. Shino, no another. But with that being said, that is it for this chart on the crypto side. Just gonna keep an eye on Bitcoin because it's literally the one that I'm really interested in, and it's looking good on the daily time frame. The build up is happening, so we'll see what happens. Once we start to see some signs like this on this other side, we'll be more cautious. At this point, we just need some volume in a buying candle, but some rejection on the other side. We need to be cautious about it. That's it. So EURUSD. I was seeing some stupid trade on EURUSD today, and I'm in drawdown on that shit now. Okay. Let's see. I'll see what happened. So EURUSD last week on the 4 hour time frame before Monday price was here. We was tapping here. I think it was only this candle that was here. So Friday 6:10. Yeah, Friday close is somewhere here. So price was here to 6 p.m. We have this leg last week. This is all we had from from Monday. We just had this bull here, this sell back, and price closes here. So now we're having nice bullish going with the structure. You remember what we were talking about in the other video, that this just could have been a sweep of liquidity on this candle. Price will just continue going with the structure because now this is the structure we were in, here to here, and from here to here. Even though this is taking off here, we didn't fail it. Why? Price just sweep below it and then come back above it straight away. If you have taken this candle as your order block, after seeing this massive candle closing back above the structure, you should expect some continuation above that structure. So that is why we continue to make some higher high here now. um, for our time frame, we can see we have some higher high here. Overall, we are in this leg. From here to here is one leg. This is within this leg and this leg, so this is not a structure, it's internal structure, a structure within structure. So this can be swiped and price can come all the way into this EMA or all the way here, we don't know, or it can just hold above here and give us some signs like this. rejection, 1 2 3, some bullish confirmation, then we can continue with the trend. But for now, I took a trade on EURUSD here. Again, you see we have this low here. We were saying if price go above here, we'll see what happens. So with that being said, here this EMA is closing above the previous mid-week level here, and I took a trade on EURUSD at 2 p.m. based on the rejection on this candle here, because overall on the lower time frame, um, I only take this area within the move. Why? Only because that was the last aggressive buy that happened before we actually break the actual structure that we're trying to break. So this is the main structure, and this low here is coming from this structure that we started to build here. So this that actually move that break the overall structure. So that is why I take this other block here, and when price come reject on it after 2 p.m. I look for this candle. I wanted to see a candle that can close above the previous selling candle before the 2 p.m., which is this candle. Where for these two candles to close, 1 2, this candle didn't close above it, so no trade. And then we seen this candle close above this and a little bit above here. That is why we took this trade, and price is just dead. So really and truly, nothing happened after this trade was taken today. But yeah, that is what make this area valid, because it's again, look for aggressive zones like this. The higher chances here, there is probability once price come back to those area and you see some key rejection and sign of bullish to go with the same trend, there is very high chance price will use those area again to continue with the move, based on experience. So that is that for EURUSD. So still overall this market, I feel like, let me just check on the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour time frame, this trade might draw me down, because this price can just continue start to come back down here and retest this area one more time before we have a buy. So that might happen on EURUSD. But for now, we're just gonna leave this market as how it is. So we're back, we're just gonna say with this the area we're kind of respecting, and if you drag this back, you can see some key areas rejecting from there, 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 there. We break it. Now we're reacting from there. You just need to use the logic, bro. I swear to God. The logic and something that gives you some kind of edge and confirmation to say, okay, that logic might work here again, because it happens here. But before it happens, what happened? Every time it happens, you see these things. You see these confirmations. You see them. 1 2 3. Even here, this rejection here, this was not really nothing, but here 1 2 3, reject it by a bit and then drop. When it drop, it blow you up. 1 2 3, and then it continue dropping. When price come here, we reject it 1 2 3, it buy a bit again, come back below here, it's rejecting it and giving you some sign of shit. But that is just that for USD. Just go away on this market. There's nothing really going on, to be honest. And US30, I think today it did some crazy thing. Yeah. Again, we trading with structure. This is the monthly levels that we were talking about. These are monthly level. So seeing US30 now starting to trade back above this level here, it might get interesting, but again, we are waiting to see some nice structure confirmation. Structure, structure, structure. This here, would you count this as a structure? Not really. This is messy. Obviously, it did take out this here, and we have this. This is definitely structure. This is not as well, and this move the way it happened is just like continuation of one move, and we have a structure here. So I stay with this whole leg as one move. So when we now pulling back here, as long as price is trading below this structure and above this structure, we should be good. But if now US30 start to trade and break this high and create some form of higher high, we now know exactly this market is continuing with the bullish trend. So for now, this move again, we did talk about this before the other day, the video that we didn't post. These moves here, you're not missing out nothing. Just stick with the structure. I'm telling you, you're not missing out nothing. Like, bro, missing out this doesn't make you like, oh, you're not gonna catch any more trade. No, you get me? So it's like, you just gotta understand that once your structures are valid and your entries are on the point, you're gonna catch that nice move without no hesitation, and you're just gonna be so calm with it because you pre-plan this and you're using your plan. So with that being said, US30, as long as we're still in this structure here, we're gonna be waiting. So let's see now if we can start to see a break above this area, and we can then continue to build some new structure with this market on the 1 hour time frame and keep continue going with the trend. But psychological wise though, looking at the price breaking at 42, so we're gonna go to 43. So if we break 43 and that is really close above this previous month high here, price is going very chance it's gonna hold above this high, or you can retest it aggressively and then come close back above it. But if we're going from 42 to 43, there's a very high chance yesterday can now move from this psychological level to the next psychological level. So to confirm with the overall flow with that, we want to see market breaking structure, giving us some new structure high, pull back, and then give us confirmation to see if we can catch some nice here. But again, that might not happen. The overall logic here, if we coming from one psychological level, there's very high chance we're gonna go to the next one. If you wanna break that down into two, you can break that between 42,000 to 43,000. Why is another psychological number there? 42,500. And if you see how US30 is now closing back above 42,500 and is rejecting above it, you can simply tell yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna forget about this area because US30 is very likely gonna go and check out this high. So to catch that, all you gotta do, come here 2 p.m., set your time here and say, okay, you're gonna wait for UK 2 p.m. time to take a trade, and look for area where move started from. Once you get there, look for the confirmation and you should be good to go. So let's put this 2 p.m. here. So again, we can see now this is what happened so far. So as far as we can see from here to here, the move starting from here. So where's the last order block from here? Is this. So you can drag this and see if US30 can come back down here and give you some nice entry around this UK 2 p.m. time. And this is it. Catching entries like this, you need to understand what areas you're in. So there is very high chance that now you're breaking 42,000 prices, pull back aggressively below that area, expected that it's gonna go and take out that high and run into 43k. So that is just how the psychological levels work. Again, we can just see another thing. So once we start to see price moving so aggressive from this area again, this might start to form a swing structure low here, but only if price start to just buy aggressively from there, and 2 p.m. we start to see kind of pull back into this zone. As long as we are above 42,500, we should be good. But with that US30, there's nothing really to analyze now. We're just gonna keep our eye on structure. So on the 15-minute structure, we can see this market was ranging this whole time since we dump here. Was just doing this. What's this? Um, so US30 was just doing this. So we make a new lower low here, so obviously taking out this low here, but idea the chances price needs to go and make new low here, but did that happen? Now price instead just forms a new low here, then pump back above here, now starting to show sign this range that was happening throughout this time is sign price is breaking back into the high from that area. So we now building some new structure, creating new higher high after making a new lower low below here, which is this. So we need to expect something lower than here, but did that happen? No. Instead price make new lower, new higher low here forming. Where is it rejecting from the extreme point of this move here? Bang, we create a new higher high. And again, why did you call this a new higher high? Because, or why did you call this new higher low? Why? Because it did go and take out the main structure here. So we have a new high. This is potentially higher low here now. So you can now use this zone for your interest after 2 p.m. to look for a trade, which will be something like this. When price come here, you don't just guess this trade. You build this trade based on market structures, confirming market structures, price making new higher lows here, giving you new higher high. You wait for the next day trading session to see what you will see. You did all your analysis. You kind of starting to see your rejection here and confirmation. So you have 1, 2, 3 bullish confirmation above the zone, confirming this structure now is a higher low. There's very high chance we are going to make a new higher high here and continue with the market structure. So you take this trade based on that. Whatever your risk management rule is, that's on you, but you can math this and just go with the trade 1 to 5 on US30. But I feel like this trade starting to build up here. Now we can just start to see we having a new higher high here. You see the idea here, where did this move start from? Obviously we will say that's the main structure, but we have retest there. So now this is the structure kind of zones here, because this is what breaks structure. This is not a structure. This structure is within this leg and this leg, because it's all just in one leg. We fail to break above it, we pull back one more time, that is when we break above it. So that is the extreme point for this overall move, or it can be this, but basically this is this. And now we have indecisive level here. So now we have a new higher high. We don't even confirm the higher high yet, because US30 is just keeps like it's just continue. It's still buying basically. But yeah, that is the idea that I've seen on US30. See, like you just look at the market in so much way, bro. You see so many things. So, but
This is cold, bro. Yeah.
yeah,
So nice.
is the I think we're getting better with analysis, bro.
Yeah, man.
We're getting
Bro,
so much better,
I'm
bro.
finding more ways, bro. So many little things, bro. They are big things you don't even realize,
To
bro.
be realized. Just gotta pay attention to detail and just
Yeah.
know where you're learning, like session to session. So now US30, tomorrow is what Wednesday. We just gotta wait to see. Obviously now we know we kinda in some market trend bullish, so we just need to see some form of pullback, nice pullbacks like this to some area of interest and look for some confirmation. If that happen, there's trade. If not, there's nothing. We just stick with market structure and keep learning with it. So that is that for US30. Dollar. Let's see what's going on with DXY. Mm, dollar, okay, it's the same analysis. Still trading below this low here, this low. So on a weekly time frame, we're expecting dollar to bounce from this level one more time. So and we're starting to see nice 1, 2, 3, some nice swing lower high forming on the weekly time frame. So that can push the dollar down a bit further down to here. So yeah, as long as this is dumping, Bitcoin should be buying, EURUSD should be continue buying. So yeah, I think this was some nice chart work we just did here.
Yeah.
So we stay
So
patient, you know. That is that. We're waiting for US30. So I'm gonna just go leave my charts on big boy Bitcoin and just starting to pay attention with this behaviors below this EMS. But again, we stay with microstructure. With more updates will come soon.
yeah, man.
That shit.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah, we talk.